Good evening and welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Tonight's date is January 5th, 2025. It is a Sunday. Sunday. Welcome to the show. Folks are already streaming in. Hey, a bunch of them have beat the bell timer. Ding, ding. Wayne, Laurel, and Jacqueline have all made it in. Now there's more than that out there. The number count's going up, and that's great. But they made it in before the show started, which is great. Welcome to the show. There's Judy. Yeah, Judy seems to be late. Yeah, no, Judy, you're right on time. Judy, when she's on time, is usually about 20 minutes after, between 20 and 45. She's here right on the bell, and everybody else is streaming in. Thank you. Good to see y'all. Been posting a bunch of stuff today, getting stuff up there. I have seen the stress level ebb away, flow away. It ebbed and it flowed away. Because I am handling, like I said on the last show, I'm handling the page a little bit more judiciously. So when somebody says something stupid, I just hide their comment. I don't need to get rid of it. I keep it there for a record, but nobody sees it. They don't even know that it's gone. But other people can't jump on it and cause more shenanigans. It's just hidden. If they are shown the door worthy, I show them the door. I don't get into it with them. And it makes things so much easier. When somebody says real stupid stuff, again, even if they're a long-time follower, if you say some real stupid stuff that's like, no, I've already said no. I have said otherwise, and you're going to pull up some stuff that's a little foolish. I'll just hide your comment. Thank you very much. Everybody's happy. People get to post what they want to post. They think the world's going to see it. They got whatever they needed out of their system, or thought that they'd share some information with the world, and there you go. There you go. So I've been a lot less stressful. It's so much easier. I posted up today, though. One guy, he posted up some stuff earlier today before he went off to church, and then I told him something that he said was foolish. That's where the foolishness post came in. It's like, and he comes back and he says, I don't consider myself a fool, and blah, 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 but thank you for being condescending. You know, I'm going off to church now. Now, number one, that's rather passive-aggressive, and you know my thoughts on passive-aggressive bullshit. So I posted up about that today, too. I hid his comment, and I just made other posts, more content. I don't like passive-aggressive shit. Look, if you say something foolish, or you do something foolish, and I say, that's foolish, it's not condescending. We all do foolish stuff, and I'm not calling you a fool. We all do foolish stuff. How about this? Here's a foolish stuff, and I do it time again. Well, not all the time, but you know when you're making like north side dishes, and some of them have water that you put in it, and some have water and milk? Well, if you do the water ones, you can walk away. That's fine. If you use the water and the milk, so it's 1.5 cups of water and a 1/2 cup of milk, and then usually a pat of butter in there. Don't walk away. Because water and milk will go from nothing to overflowing all over your stove like that. It'll do it. We know it happens, so don't walk away. I've walked away more than once. Oh, shit, and I got to run back to the kitchen, and yeah, that was pretty foolish of me. Now, I'm not a fool. But everybody does foolish things, or they say foolish things, and I try to limit the amounts that I do. But I'm not gonna not call it when I do it, and I'm certainly not gonna not call it when somebody else does it. So if you say something foolish, and this was the foolish part, he says, a lot of people are saying that the Democrats and Biden are doing stuff just to harm Trump. Even if it hurts the nation, they don't care. And I said, yes, that's true. Yes, that's true. But there's three things. Biden and the Democrats do things, because I said that one of the things that was done, I said that it was to hurt Biden and to fuck the American people. And so there's three ways to look at it. And I said the first one is that there are people that do things, both Biden and the Democrats, they do things specifically just to harm Trump or screw with him. That's one. Yes, it is. It happens. The other is there's people that do things to screw with Trump and also screw with the American people and the nation as a whole. That's also true. And there's the ones out there that just they're trying to bring the country down one way or the other and put forth their agendas. Trump or no Trump, but Trump's going to get involved. So, but he's not their main target. The nation is the target. So there's all three ways of doing it. All three. Not one, not two, all three. Now, everything isn't all three, but they're one of those three. And yes, one of those threes are people that want to fuck with Trump, whether it hurts the nation or not, because that's their intent. So I said to not see all three and to disregard that there are people that are just out to hurt Trump is foolish. And it is foolish. It is foolish. Do you think, I mean, stop and think about it. Did he honestly think that the prosecutions that are being put forth against Trump in New York and Georgia and stuff were to harm the country in any way? They were simply about fucking with Trump. Had nothing to do with anything else. Had to do with messing with Trump. So that's why he got his. Then he goes, "Oh yeah, thank you for being condescending." It's not condescending. It's foolish to think that nobody's out there doing that. There's three ways. So that's where that was. So I wrote up my little write up about foolish things. I also posted my thing about passive aggressive. I have no time for passive aggressive behavior. If you want to be passive, be passive. If you want to be aggressive, bring it on. Passive-aggressive is bullshit pussy stuff. No, I ain't going to play that game. Either be aggressive or don't. Don't play it. The cowboy don't play. So that's that. Looking at the people here. We're kind of plateaued out there. I got some news. News is what I noticed something on the last show. I started the show up here and I ended the show with the microphone way up here. Well, because I was slouching and I kept falling down in the chair because the pain level was getting higher. I was like, hey, you can't even see my nose at the end. Like, well, the missus says, I didn't notice. I said, well, I noticed. It's like, man, I kept scooching down. Hopefully I'll be able to avoid doing that. And the news is, thank you, Laurel. You listening, Laurel? Laurel shot me off a message the other day. I think it was Saturday. Was it Saturday? It was either Friday or Saturday. She sent me off a message. She says, hey, John, her, rest his soul, her hubby, he used a TENS unit, TENS device, helped him with his pain, and then she'd used it and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, well, I hadn't really thought about that. I've been using pain meds and stretching and doing all the other stuff, and I got a big industrial pistol massager thing, and that works really great. But I can't do things when it's doing its thing, and I can't do it sitting down, and I can't. So there's a lot of limitations on it. So like, yeah, let me look into them TENS units and see. Oops, let's see here. Here we go. Here we go. Here's John's TENS device. There it is. So I ordered it up yesterday. That's not true. I did not. I don't order anything. I shot the link off to the missus, and the missus ordered it up, and she's like, it'll be here tomorrow. That's this morning. And it arrived. Hell, it was here by 8:30 maybe at the least, at the latest. Pretty early. They delivered it to the wrong door, but they delivered it. So I got it out, and the instructions on these things ain't worth a shit. But I kind of figured it out, and we got it worked up. And the first test run I did on my lower back and used 4 pads, and I did an X pattern. And that folks who use it, they'll know. It's whatever. It's 4 pads, and it sends signals X, Y's. You can do it up and down, side to side, X, Y's, whatever. So I did it, and I'm like, oh, hey, this is working pretty good. I started up. It was like, 3, 4, 8. Fuck it, let's go to 20. And it goes to like 40. 20, I was like, ow, son of a bitch. Ow, that hurt. Okay, back down. So 13 is good. 13 to 16 is good on the lower back. And I did a few cycles of that, and that was good. And I was like, hey, it's actually feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. It's like having a massage done, but your muscles are doing it themselves instead of somebody doing it with a massager. Laura says gradual, John. Damn. Yeah. Well, they say, start it on 1 and then, in a couple minutes work it up. And it's like, no, I can't feel it on 1 or 2. So I was like, okay, it's working. Hey, 8's good. 8's fine. Went out to 20. Motherfuck. Like I said, it goes up to 40. This one goes up to 40. We got a good one. It only costs like $32 or something like that. The prices have come way down. Donna says, I'd like to get my hands on that device. Hey, I'll send you a link to the one that I got. This one right here. I'll send you a link to it. It's on Amazon. It's only like $32. And this is a Avco, AVCOO. It goes up to 40 levels. It's got 10s, which is therapy. It's got EMS, which is high-speed shit. Ow, be careful with that. And then it's got relaxation. So it's got 3 modes. And then it even comes with, there's a little picture, you can't see it there. It's a dude. So when you're cycling it through, it does what it thinks when you have the pads up in that particular part that you're trying to work out. It has it what it thinks it wants to do. Now, that works fine. But what I've found out is on the lower back setting works good. But I moved it down now where they have a setting where it's you can do the glutes and the back of the thigh. So you got the lower back, then you got glutes and back of the thigh. Then you've got the thigh, then you got the knee, then you got the shins, then you get the ankle and the foot. So it's broken up all like that. What I wanted, I'm like, I'll bet you what I need right now to work on is the lower back and the glutes. And they don't have a setting for that. So I left the lower pads that I had because there was 4 on the lower back. I left the lower on it, and then I moved the other 2 to my glutes. And then I chose the glutes and back of the thigh setting. And that was odd. And I'm like, no. So what I'm doing now, I'm actually using the chest setting. I like how that works. It's got a cycle that it does. And that's perfect for my application. So you've got to figure out what your levels are, where you're going to put them. But it's pretty damn cool. Jacqueline says, depends on how you set it up. It can either work the muscles or act as a counter irritant to distract your brain. Right. Yeah. And it can be used in EMS mode. So yeah, it can screw some things up if you don't do it right. So yeah. So what I'm doing it now, I am doing it both as a counter irritant and a to work the muscles and keep the nerve flow and the blood flow to my left leg. Because remember I said I've been bad flow and my foot keeps getting swelled up and my ankle hurts and stuff like that. Minimal swelling today since I've been using this unit. And remember I said my outer left ankle would always feel like somebody took a sledgehammer to it and smashed it in. None of that today. It's none of that. Just a little bit on the top of my foot. Most of the stuff gone out of my leg. Most of it. So it's working great. So like I said, and I gotta figure it out and try to figure where it's going to work best for my application. But yeah, and the prices have gone down. You can get them for under $20, and I'm not going to get bargain basement, but you can spend well over $100. But this is like $32. They all got good reviews. I did the research on them, and the folks that are out there are like, yeah, they all work. It just depends upon how many features you want. Some are completely Bluetooth, some are not. Mine isn't. It's got the electrodes and it's clicked into them, and it came with 12 pads. Some come with 2. The cheaper, you just get 2. Some get 4. Some get 6. I got 12, so they're different sizes and whatever. You can only use 4 at a time anyways, but it's depending upon how you want to activate your muscles. So yeah, the missus would like to say, thank you, Laurel. She says, you make sure you tell Laurel that I'm thanking her very much. And the missus said, she kept looking at me this afternoon. She's like, this is the first day in a long time that you didn't look like you were in pain. I'm like, well, I don't complain about it. I just get doing what I need to get done. She's like, yeah, but your face is softened up. And I'm like, oh, that's good. That's good. Well, thank you. Tonight's coffee, butter pecan from New England brand. So yeah, I'd recommend everybody over the age of 50 should have one of these dang things. Everybody over the age of 50. And I use that as a cutoff because that's usually when you start healing a lot slower. If you're over 50, you damn well better have one. If you're the older you are after that, yeah, it just increases. Get one of the units. They don't cost much. Like I said, this one's $32. Donna, I'll send you a link. This one's working great. And you can set the time on it. You know, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 90 minutes, continual. And it shuts off. The one thing that I don't like about it is normally, you know, when we call it going to sleep. When something runs out of time and it just shuts off, normally it just goes to sleep and they just hit any button and it comes back on. This doesn't. Once it shuts off, after your timer goes down, it just shuts off. You got to turn it off, turn it back on. The good thing is your last settings were kept in there. And I've been running this off and on all day. And yeah, the battery meter hasn't even moved. They say it's good for 40 hours. 40 hours. It's supposed to take 2 to 3 hours to charge, but it's good for 40 hours of use. So that's pretty darn good. I got the one, it's you charge it up, you know, USB cable. So yeah. So thank you very much, Laurel. Much appreciated. I don't complain. I was out there today and I was doing work outside and I wasn't hobbling. I can't tell you. I still hobble this afternoon because my legs got stiff and stuff like that. But earlier today, it was pre-noon and I was outside working. Didn't hobble at all. Was walking smooth as can be. Just a twinge. I could feel just a twinge, but not enough to even cause me to limp. So I was like, oh, that's the first I've done that in about a month and a half. So it's wonderful. It's the little things. So I'm figuring it out. We're doing pretty good on this day. So yeah. Anybody wants the link, you just shoot me off. I'll try to remember you, Donna. I'll get that in. But if anybody else would like a link to, I sent Gus a link. I said, Gus, there you go. You just shoot me off a message. I don't care if it's no, it's not W. It's what is it? thewhiskeycowboy@gmail.com is my email. Thewhiskeycowboy@gmail.com. I'll shoot you off an Amazon link of the one that I got. Or just shoot me off a message on Facebook Messenger, and I'll shoot one back with a link. Damn good investment, because you never know. You know, if you get a crick in your neck or you get a Charlie horse you can't get rid of or something like that, hey, you just put this on and you can go about your day. Go about your day. Do what you need to do. Y'all heard about the windstorm? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Tore down. Let's see if I can pull up these pictures there. Tore down. Yeah, the Jackal's house, the collapsed shed coming along. I'll show you. Let me try to pull this back up. Oh, shit. Let's go here. This is easier. See all photos. There we go. I'll be able to see the dang thing. My goodness. Here we go. Internet. There you go. There's my collapsed hoop shelter. It's a carport. Use it as a shed. And it just... Wayne says, test. I see you, Wayne. I see you. And as you see, it blew it over and bent the support structures, and yeah, kind of did its thing. There's my canoes over here on the right-hand side, and they were on the left-hand side, or on the right-hand side. Now they're smack dab on the other. Everything's on top of each other. And so I got out there. The kids came over on Saturday. Oops, let's go back to that one. I need that one because I go back here. It's in here. Kids, where's my damn? There's the update. There we go. Look at that. There she is. Wayne says I post and it says slow mode is on. Edit and try again. Yeah, that's weird. I got it. So as you see, everything's back in it, and I got it up. I had to all of these horizontal supports, they got ripped the hell out. So I got them back on, and they're fixed. They're going through the hole, but it ripped everything out, and they're duct taped, black duct taped up so that they don't fall down. They only busted out one side. This very back pole got bent up pretty bad, and I got some other places. But as you see, it is functioning. Not too many. I got a couple rips. You can't see them on this side here, but there's a couple rips. There's more rips on this side, and I'll patch them up come spring. Well, I had to, Wayne says everything I've posted so far I've had to post twice. It sucks. I don't know what the deal is with that. So it's all restaked back in, re-tied down. This back corner right here. The very back corner, that's where the wind hits, and that's where it lifts it up. I got that dang thing done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 stakes. 2 of them are straight long ones. The rest of them are two of them are straight long ones, going down through the foot itself. Then I've got V-shaped. Really nice, the V-shaped stakes with a nice hook on the end. 2 of those, and then ropes going down and tying everything down. And then I've got 4 of those, 2 of the long ones, and then 2 stakes with the that screw into the ground. They got like a propeller thingy on it, and they screw in and they go down almost a foot into the ground. So, yeah. And they're all tied everything down. I think it's going to be fine. If I can keep that corner from rising up, and then all of the other feet and stuff like that, they've got it. They've got stakes in them as well, but they didn't help out. And then the front right up here, this side right here, the front right, that's actually, I have that strapped. She's strapped to the Franken-Zebo. So even if it comes up and it tries to go up, it can't go nowhere because the Franken-Zebo's holding it in place. Anybody else having troubles posting? My stream settings looks like it's fine. Excellent stream health. No messages coming from my Streamlabs when I'm streaming from. So, yeah, I don't know. So, there you go. It's back up. It's back up. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully that'll be good. I'll just make sure the snow doesn't take it, because it'll be weaker in this back corner because it bent the pole. So, we'll see. I'll just keep going out there. Had to set back up the dog fence again because it pushed over the dog fence. So that was that. Oh, adventures. Adventures. I've also had to make a couple posts because the people, yeah. I say Biden does this and that, and there's always a couple that got to go in there. Well, Biden's not really there. He's not doing. I don't care. I can't make an asterisk on every fucking post that I make when Biden does something to say, well, he may or may not be the one actually doing it, because we don't know. Folks who know, even if you've been around people with dementia, sometimes you're still talking to them. So I just look. Biden did it. The Biden administration did it. I'm leaving it at that. I don't play this puppet game and here's another thing. Oh, it's Obama. You think Obama's pulling all the strings? You're a fool. I said it. You're a fool. He might be pulling some strings, but so is Jill Biden, and so is a shit ton of other people. There's more than one puppet master. Yeah. A bunch of people. So I don't play those games of, oh, it's not really Biden. I don't care. This presidency is going to go down with an asterisk anyways. And then people are like, oh, shouldn't all this stuff, since he is mentally deficient, shouldn't that just nullify it? Yes, it should. It won't. And why? Because then they'd have to go back to the very beginning when he was installed into office. And then they'd have to try to deal with every single decision ever made in 4 years. It's not going to happen. So what they're going to do is they're going to carry on as if he was a normal president, knowing that he wasn't, and then try to undo the shit that he did. That's all they can do. They can't go back. Can you imagine the legal logistics needed to deal with every single thing that a president touches in 4 years of office, and then try to undo it and say that it's not legal? And then you've got to prove that at that time he was not coherent, he was not himself. It's impossible. This is not a can of worms that anybody wants to open and will. People are like, shouldn't SCOTUS just like, yeah, they're not going to touch it. Ain't nobody going to touch that. And then people act like, well, that means you're going to do. No, I'm not saying you're not going to do anything. They're going to do something. And I blame the Republicans for this shit, too. The Republicans should have had him pushed out of office within 6 months of him being in office. Most of this shit would, but Kamala Harris, I don't care. I don't care. Some people think she would have been more of a harm. I don't care. At least then you're dealing with one person as best you can. Because you're never really dealing with one person, with a president. But she's stupid, but she ain't suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia. Then deal with her. Then deal with her. Not this, no. Jacqueline says, only real way to fix it would be have a time machine. Right, to go back. Yeah. You got to stop it before he was installed. And then once they got past a year, they were stuck. Because like I said, can you imagine trying to undo shit? Yeah, the president has dementia, and we are removing him from office. Okay, well, how long did you know, and how many quote unquote decisions? You know what I mean? It was a hole that just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Should have been dealt with right from the start, and it wasn't. So again, I blame the Republicans. Just you knew he was this way. Who watching this show didn't know that Joe Biden wasn't there? Who didn't know that? Didn't see him sundowning. Didn't see him avoiding things. Didn't see him losing his balance. Didn't see him slur his speech. He couldn't talk like he wasn't on drugs or extremely drunk. Couldn't finish a thought. Who here didn't see this happening? You mean to tell me that the Republicans in Congress and the Senate, they just didn't know? They knew. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. They just hoped it wouldn't get so bad that they couldn't pretend not to know anymore. But they're all at fault. Every last one of them. Right. Judy said the whole world saw it and knew it. Right. Donna says I saw it 6 months after he took office. I give people that much leeway. I saw it before he took office. But I give people 6 months in, you should have damn known. You should have damn known. That's why I said my prediction was when he got into office, folks that follow my content know I don't make predictions very often, and I'm usually right. I should have been right on this one. I said I give it 6 to 9 months before they Article 25 him. Amendment 25 him, not Article. Amendment 25 him. And then it went and passed, and then we're 2 years, and I'm like, holy shit. And I came out and said, well, I was wrong. They're stupid. Laurel said, we just lost power. It's stuttering. We have freezing rain. Sorry to hear that, Laurel. If you disappear, hey, thank you for joining the show. And again, we'd like the missus and I would like to thank you about the advice for the TENS unit. What do I call it? TENS unit, TENS device. TENS device. It's going right now. It's going right now. Yeah. It doesn't take care of it all. Not yet, but it's helping. It is really helping. So that was good. Yeah, freezing rain, that sucks. That sucks. Wayne says we have about 4 or 5 inches so far. Power is still good so far in Cincinnati. WKRP. I swear, I thought turkeys could fly. But yeah, we got some flurries this morning, and then it stopped. Excuse me. I don't mind snow, and I don't mind rain. Freezing rain can be it's pretty. It's pretty on the trees, as long as it doesn't tear them down, but it can tear them down. Lose a lot of lines. But snow, I'd like a good 2-foot snowstorm with that light fluffy stuff that they used to. Remember that light and fluffy snow? When was the last time you guys saw some good light and fluffy snow? Laura says you're welcome. My phone is charged and I can still get internet through. Oh, well, okay. Good deal. Good deal. Got no songs recorded for y'all. Neighbor across the street. They've been having a bunch of work done, putting in retainer walls and some landscaping and some place will look nice. Looks nice. But they've been doing it for a few weeks now. So it's every day. I can't get a quiet time. Wayne knows the exact time. Colorado, November 7th, 1999. Yeah, it hasn't been that long here for me, but yeah, I just love a good fluffy snow. You know, where you get out there with a shovel and you can have like 2 feet of snow on your shovel and just kind of, and the wind just takes it and it's just light as all get out. Makes nice big piles and snowbanks and yeah, fluffy snow. Dry Dry, fluffy snow. Judy says it's 22 here right now. Wind is crazy. Yeah, the wind died down here. Cold. I don't know what's the temperature. It's got to be near 30 here. Nope. 15. We're 15 degrees right now. I know it was cold. Been cold today, but not much wind, so it was good. I was outside. My youngest, she helped with the structure. She went inside and she was almost in tears. I didn't know. I knew she was cold. I said, "Hey, go on inside." And the missus says, "Yeah." She was almost in tears. She was cold. I said, "I told her I got gloves. I got gloves. I got jackets. I got everything. If they needed more stuff, I got more." Come on, Dad's got it covered. They're grown adults. They should have it covered, but you know how young folks are. I was going to put everything back in, but they were both shivering away, and I was doing fine. It's like, hey, let's go inside. We can go inside and warm up, have some coffee, get warm, and then we'll go back out in another half an hour or so, and it'll take us about 20 minutes to get things back inside. Jacqueline says, "Okay, I just posted a message, and it shows, but it's grayed out. Message here?" Wayne says, "Doing that to me too." Yeah, weird. That's weird. Maybe it's a Facebook thing. I'm getting no messages here. It might be, they might be having some problems. You guys are probably using a hub. We're all going to different hubs around the nation. Maybe one of the hubs that you guys are using to get to YouTube and it's bouncing around on, maybe they're having some storm problems. That can happen because everything's going good here. Everything's going good. Just listen to the cowboy yak. Yakety yak. See what else we got going on here. Let's see here. What else we got going on here? Laurel says the weather here totally sucks. It's a big storm. Had to shut the phone down and come back. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Oh, y'all saw that Biden, I think it was 19 total. I think it was like 19. Don't quote me on that. I think it was like 19. He gave out 19 Presidential Medal of Freedoms. I'm sorry, when you hand them out like candy, they don't mean shit. I'd say one. If you can give one a year, that's good. That it means something. 19. And two of the people that he gave it to were Hillary Clinton. Now we've done it this weekend. Hillary Clinton and George Soros were both awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Can you believe that horseshit? George Soros and Hillary Clinton were awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The only medal that they should be awarded is steel cufflinks as they're being led to prison. Two of the most evil people. Hillary ain't as bad. I got to say, Hillary ain't quite as bad as Soros. Soros has got to be one of the most evilest sons of bitches on this planet right now. And Hillary, she's a real piece of work. He's a Presidential Medal of Freedom. You can't make that shit up. You just can't do it. You can't do it. I posted up today a picture I posted up back a while ago with me and my youngest and what the missus dubbed the world's ugliest canoe. World's ugliest canoe. Here we go. There we are. That's I believe that was Lake Massabesic. It's just outside Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm sitting a little low in the water. Well, I was over 200 pounds, and she's just a little thing. But That was my shared shot. And then I had to post up this one, taken by the same young gal. She took this picture when we were out one time. This is me and my new canoe. New. It's not new, but it's new. Newer than that other one. We sold that. That was just heavy. Oh, it was an old Sears canoe. Fake birch bark. It was about 3 times heavier than it needed to be. It was a beast. This one right here is just over 20 pounds. My Phoenix. Love that canoe. Yes, and Laurel had asked me, she's like, oh, how was your canoes? And it's like, they're fine. They were fine. Not a scratch, not a new scratch on either of the canoes. Like, that's good. That's good. Jacqueline says, weird, I posted about my weather twice. Both times I got grayed out. But other comments were going through. Facebook censoring. No, it's not on Facebook. It's YouTube. You're on YouTube. Jacqueline, you're on YouTube. different platform. Different platform. No, I think that there's probably just a weird back end glitch depending upon how you guys are entering. And it's putting it up. John says, are you guys entering from the back end? It's like, no, stop it. Stop it. You're going to get my show canceled. Good coffee. Again, butter pecan, New England brand. Butter pecan. Okay, was there anything else? What's another news that I'd had put up in there? Another thing I got put in there. I had to put something in there. I had to hit Biden. Yeah, there's Biden again. Oh, about the... Jacqueline says my brain is failing. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I can hear you. That's fine. I had posted up the other day where Biden was planning on putting a bunch more areas off limits, quote unquote, protecting them, and he was using the got to get the date right, 1953 Continental Shelf Lands Act. Because I said, yeah, he's going to use his EO and he's going to do this. And I was like, oh, well, people just be able to, Trump will come in and reverse it. And I had said in that post, it doesn't work like that, not with this one. This EO is different. Now, for the folks that don't understand it, in 1953, Congress, along with the sitting president at the time, passed the Continental Shelf Lands Act, the Continental Shelf Lands Act, yeah. And what that did is that gave presidents blank checks, okay? Now, normally, if they're going to add things to anything, you got to go through Congress, and because it's part of a law. Well, they drafted this in such a way that a president could, by virtue of using an executive order, simply add more areas that were protected and do specifications, i.e. you can only, no gas, no oil. This one is no gas, no new gas, no new oil exploration. No gas, no oil in these areas. Now you can do no wind, no gas, no oil. He can write it any way he wants. And this act allows him to do this. And an incoming president cannot just undo it with an EO, because that's not how the law was written. It only works in one way. So for Trump to reverse this, he would have to have Congress reverse it. In other words, they would go in and they would amend that act again to remove what Biden did or to change it. Or they would have to amend the act, which allows an incoming president to amend the act using an executive order in any direction, not just add to, he can take away. So those are the two things that there's two reasons to do it. Now, I think it was Donna. Hey, Donna, you there? Donna had posted up. Good on you, Donna. She had posted in my other post the 1953 Act. People think that it hasn't been used since 1953. No, it's been used bunch of times. It was used in, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Donna. Wasn't one of the last times when, wasn't it part of they snuck in a change in the Inflation Reduction Act? I think is what they did. They snuck it in, and they did changes in that. And of course, that when the president signs it, it goes through. That's another thing. I want single line items. That's what I want. But yeah, Trump himself did it. The last time before he left office, he put a couple areas off the coast of Florida in protected status. So it's not like Biden's the only one that did this. Donna says I have to wait 10 minutes to reply. But yeah, Trump did it too. And I don't like it. I don't like anything. I do not like it when I don't like Chevron deference, and I'm glad that the Supreme Court changed that shit, brought it back in line. The legislature cannot, under the Constitution, just simply give the powers that are delegated to them and the jobs delegated to them to somebody else because they're lazy fuckers. And that's what they were doing. They were allowing letter agencies to come up with regulations that acted as law. So they'd make a just kind of a vague law, and then they let the agency sort it out. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. And the Supreme Court finally, they corrected that shit. And no law should be able to be changed by whim of executive order, such as the 1953 Continental Shelves Land Act. That's just insane. No president should have that power. You want shit added, you go back to Congress, have them redraft it, send it up the line, and sign it. Donna says, check your streaming settings, John. Go to your live control room, then streaming and edit, customize. Donna, I told you, my shit's streaming fine. It's streaming fine. Excellent connection. Streaming settings. Let's see here. No, everything is fine. There is nothing different. There's absolutely nothing different on my end. Everything's running fine. I think this is a weather issue someplace between you and somebody else, and YouTube. Hey, Chaz. Says, hey, Cowboy, first time on the live show. Hey, welcome to the show. How'd you get to the show? Did it just pop up? A lot of people are getting to it lately because it just pops up in their feeds. Or did you get to it because you follow my content elsewhere, such as Facebook? Each time the show goes on, I post a link for folks to follow. What brought you here? Chaz says, I think executive order. Yeah, they are. But they serve their purpose. What makes an executive order legal? It must only affect the agencies and the employees, i.e. the people that work for the agencies, which work for the president. That's all an EO is supposed to be able to deal with. And they have way overused it to extend past what its intent was for. Well, like the last show, we went over the H-1B visas. We explained all that. It's a good intent, but it's not being used the way it was supposed to. Executive orders are the same. Somebody gets a little rambunctious, and the next person gets a little bit more rambunctious, and it keeps rolling, and then shit ain't right anymore. Mm-hmm. Good coffee. Go to my Orca mug now. But yeah, how'd you find out about the show and what brought you here, and where are you coming in from? You're being broadcast from New Hampshire, and Donna's in Arkansas. You from Arkansas, Donna? Jacqueline. I don't know where Jacqueline's from. Wayne's from outside Cincinnati. Laurel's in Kentucky. I think. Chaz says, I follow you on Facebook, but usually forget about your live show. Yeah, I was listening on audiobook and then remember. There you go. Wayne says, just north of it. Yes, north of Cincinnati. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. You get a, southwestern New York, south of Buffalo. Oh, you're getting close to Pennsylvania. Jacqueline is near Pensacola, Florida. Well, I'm sorry that you're in occupied territory there in New York. So city folk, they ruin everything. And now you can put a voice to the text that you hear. Does it match? Did you think this is how I would sound? Chaz says very close. Yeah, that's a long drive across Pennsylvania, from that corner on down. Holy crap! I've driven across that area more than once. It's a long, boring ass drive. My goodness. Chaz says, yeah. Hey. Yeah, well, welcome to the show. Thank you for jumping in. The more the merrier. We used to have a lot more when I was live streaming on Facebook, but they're too finicky because they'd go, no, you can't live stream. You can't live stream for anything for a week and a half or 2 weeks or a month. And it's like, I can't run a show like that. I got to run it like a clock. So it's we had it 3 times a week. Now we're down to 2. Sunday and Wednesday. Chaz says much better than Texas. Now that's a hump. Yeah. I was talking to the missus about that too. We're both familiar with the area, and I moved up from southern Oklahoma. That's pretty flat too. That's a flat hump. Texas is where are you driving to? You got the Hidden Hill country up north, and that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Then you got nothing. Out west you got high desert, and that ain't. And you got hill country just southwest of Austin, about 2 hours from Austin, southwest. And what's that next to? Where the hell's where's the Alamo from? San Antonio. Yeah, wake up there, John. Yeah, so west of San Antonio. Got some pretty areas through there, but when you're not in the hills, it's just there's nothing to look at. Nothing to look at. Yeah, I was looking at a ranch down there. Like, it's warmer down there. Judy says, I've been there. It's cold. Been where? Yeah, Texas is longer, but yeah, Pennsylvania's a boring drive. Kansas ain't much different. Oh, she been to Buffalo? Yeah, it's cold in Buffalo. You got the lake winds coming down. It's cold. It is cold. Lake effect. Prefer the Finger Lakes region and further north. I'm sure Chaz does not take offense at that. It's pretty country up there, but it's still occupied territory. It's occupied territory, man. Hopefully y'all get it back. I don't make it to New York very often. I like to exercise my rights. That's why I don't go to Massachusetts very often either. Been snowing here every day for a week. How much you got in total now? You just look out, just rough estimate. You got about 1.5 feet, 2 feet accumulation. We need to get more folks that follow me on Facebook to jump on over here. And we also, hey, people got a Zoom room. It's It's right. It's right there. You see it? It's right there. That box. That's my Zoom room. Right there. Folks come on in every once in a while. No cameras, just as long as your mic is working, and jump on in, you can talk. Unless you do something you shouldn't. And then we take care of that. We've dealt with stuff like that. We've dealt with some foolishness over the years. Been running this for a few years here now. Yeah, good. Says slow mode is on. Oh, for your Facebook? Or for your YouTube? Yeah, that's everybody else has been getting that. I'm fine. I don't have slow mode. Let's see here. About 14 inches of snow accumulated. Yeah. That was close. Little overdone. Yeah, it says my stream health is going good. And that's I'm looking at my YouTube studio right now. And stream is healthy. Stream health is excellent. Green, all go. Stream settings, yeah, they're good. Yeah, I've got little latency. See, I run as fast as I can push. So there's as low latency as I can get. I think that I think this is a weather issue. It's out of my control, guys. Jazz says it thinks I'm posting too quickly. Yeah, I think that there's storms coming across, and it's affecting some of the hubs. Something's happening because all my settings are good. I'm pushing hard. I'm sorry, Judy. I'm sorry. She says it's damn sure irritating. I am sorry. Let's see if I can. Let's see here. Oh, I could have turned reactions off. And I've got reaction. That's different. Remember when I said when everybody's doing the reactions, like these things right here, the hearts and everything, these things, they go on up. Sometimes I can't read what people are saying. Gus says, I will type and see if it's your location. See, Gus was in the woods. He was in the weeds again. He was in the bushes watching. Bush's baked beans. Were you getting any delays, Gus? I'll see if I can type. I am typing, and there we go. Laurel says, hi, Gus. Judy says, howdy, Gus. I say, hey. The Cowboy says, hey. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Testicular test. Came up fine. I'm pushing good. I'm pushing good on this end. I haven't fallen. I keep looking to make sure that I'm sitting up. Jazz says, as to occupied territory, I fully understand. I won't be delivered. City folk vote. Yeah, it happens to every state that the cities, they get big cities. Happened to Colorado. It's happening to Wyoming. It's happening to Montana. Every time you start getting big communities, they vote the way they do. They just, rats. When people get together, they're rats, and they just start voting blue. And you stop. That's why I said I think every state should have an equivalent to the electoral college, so that states don't turn based on city populations. But that's why the Democrats love democracy. they want the votes. And we're not a democracy, and for damn good reason. All people weren't supposed to vote. It was not a flaw that needed fixing. It was not a flaw. It was by design, because the founding fathers detested democracy. We are a constitutional republic, which is a representative democracy constrained by a constitution. It's pretty simple. We were the only ones. But what else we got going on? Gerrymandering doesn't help, and both sides use it. Yeah. I'm less concerned about gerrymandering. They've been hashing that out the last few cycles, and it's a minor thing. I personally think that you just set it and forget it. If the populations change, the populations change. They got weird lines and squigglies all over the place. It's like, no, set it and forget it. And then I'd rather instead of trying to gerrymander things, get it, do an electoral college type system in each state. You won't have to worry about that crap. Yes, sir. I'd posted up a couple whiskey reviews on Saturday, 2 days ago. This is Sunday. That Friday. This was a Friday. I'd first posted up the Four Roses small batch because somebody that was trying to be a dick. You didn't see it because his conversation. I told him our conversation is hidden. He came and he tried to be a dick, and he's like, "Oh, you do whiskey reviews?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So we started talking about whiskey. And he was going to pour himself some Four Roses small batch. And I got a review on that, so I posted that up. And then when I posted that up, another member said, "Hey, have you tried Single Barrel?" I said, "Yes, I have. I got a review for that too." So I posted that review up as well. They're both good pours. The small batch is not much. It's more affordable. Well, let's see if this guy got, let's see if he got foolishness. I think is this the guy, the church guy? Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, somebody said, and wrong. Jesus wasn't a carpenter. I'm not gonna post about it. He said, "Well, since Jesus was a carpenter before power tools, he probably had forearms like Popeye." Wrong. Jesus wasn't a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter the same way as the Ten Commandments says, "Thou shalt not kill." It doesn't say that. Ten Commandments is, "Thou shalt not murder, not kill." Jesus was a carpenter like the Ten Commandments is kill. No, Jesus was what we would now think of as a day laborer. He was a day laborer. Did he do carpentry? Yeah, but he also hauled stones, and he was a day laborer. He wasn't a carpenter, but it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's nothing to quibble about. It's nothing to quibble about. Oh, shit, I hear the wind picking up. The chickens did fine. Chickens did fine. I put slats. Oh, let me see if I can Let me see if I can show you that. I put slats on the tarp on the top. I used my brain. See, last winter I was always fighting it and trying to just stake that damn tarp down, and the wind would always take it. And I'm like, you know what I can do? I can use physics. Physics. So I'll show you some physics here. Where the heck is it? Some gal was asking about that, so I showed her some pictures. Some physics. There we go. I got to go back to this one. Love to hear more tips. Here we go. Here you go. Now watch this, folks. Watch this. See, that's one view of the tarp. This is the front. So the wind usually hits it coming in from the left to the right. The house shields it from the rest. But I added these slats. It's acting like an airfoil. You see them on as a wing on a plane or battens on a sail. It stiffens it up. So what happens is the wind comes in from the right, hits this leading edge that does not move. The wind can't get up underneath it. And then it slides over the top and underneath it and shoots straight through the coop, or right through the chicken run, and then over the coop and out the back side, and doesn't lift up like a parachute. Works like a charm. So I got these strips. These are just standard wood strips. Judy says, heck yeah, I'll remember this. What about the battens? Yeah, works like a charm. Go down to Home Depot or whatever wood supply, and you get these are 2x1s. I think these are 2x1s. And you get them long enough to go from the peak to the edge of your tarp. And then from the underside, you use screws and either use washers, or I got screws that they look like they've got washers on them, so they're good and wide. And you just screw in from the back of the tarp, from underside of the tarp. And it keeps the tarp from billowing, and the wind just hits it and slides right over it. Work like a charm. Work like a charm. And you put in as many as you need. I got 4, and that's doing the trick. Physics. It's physics. It's like, yeah, if I can keep that thing from billowing up, keep that edge down. Because if you don't do this, that edge will not stay down, even with those bungees on it, will not stay down. You put these battens on there, problem solved. Okay, where the heck am I? Here we go. There we go. So, yeah. Oh, got to show you something else, too. Can I do it on this? Okay, there. You're going to have a problem holding the board down from the outside. Here you go. Watch this. Somebody's going to be on the inside screwing up. But if you don't have downward pressure on the outside, you can have somebody on the outside for the first one, but not for the second one, because they're not going to be able to reach up to the peak. So this is what I did. Watch this. Boom. I used one of the slats they use for the batten, and then I used this is about a foot and change piece of 2x4, and I just screwed the two together. So one person's on the outside, and you see the run over here, and you just press down, because you're on a long pole here, and you just use the 2x4, and you just press down where the person is going to screw in from the opposite side, and then you move up another, I'd say do it every 2 or 3 feet to begin with, and then go back in and fill in with screws. I've got it about every 4 inches or so. I got a screw. And you just press down with your pressing tool. With your pressing tool. And there you have it. There you have it. A little bit of ingenuity. The cowboy way. You got a problem? Get a tool. Make a tool. You don't have a tool, make a tool. Physics. Chaz says I'd have to be on the inside. I'm used to screwing up. You got to screw up in there. Yeah. Perfect place. I was on the inside. The missus was on the outside holding it down. Yes, sir. She's like, I didn't do nothing. It's like, I couldn't have done it by myself. Sometimes you just need an extra hand. It's not how much the other hand is doing. It's just doing something a little bit more than what you can do by yourself. So I never underestimate and underappreciate that little extra hand. That's like moving the damn the hoop structure on Saturday. There's no way in hell I'd be able to do that myself. 3 of us, we got her done. One in the middle. I was in the middle. They were on either end, and we'd moved everything out where it used to be, all that pile of crap, which was inside. Moved that out of the way so we could walk, and then we all just put our backs into it and leaned in and pulled it. Once it got up to the point where it's break over, the weight comes down. Now she just set herself back in place. We had to do some adjusting, but yeah. You just need a couple extra hands. But without it. And then we had tacos for dinner. Made tacos for dinner. Yeah, good dinner. Hard and soft. I did the chicken. I and I fried that up and seasoned it up, and the missus did the burger. Fried that up and seasoned it up. She did all the prep work while we were out working on the structure. Yeah, it was good. Hard and soft tacos. It was good stuff. Simple food. Yes, sir. So, what else we got? 9:15. We've only been at this for an hour and a half. Holy crap. Gotta readjust a little bit. This thing is working pretty good. Chaz, you probably missed. I got a tens unit. Get one. I don't know how old you are, but you're never too young for a tens unit. Boy, these things are great. Because I am injured. I've been injured. I've been on the injured list for a month and a half now. Trying to get out. Trying to get it done. Trying to get it gone. Oh, you already have one? Awesome. They're great, ain't they? I mean, I got a big pistol massager, and they work fine. They got their place, but yeah. Juice says, oh gosh, I don't know how you feel about Doritos taco chips, but now they have been a beef stick. It's amazing. Yeah, the taco chips, I didn't care much for them. I'll have to try that. Chaz says, yes, they're great. Yeah, because now I got mine. I got lower back and then one on the glute on either side and lower back. So I'm running them the whole show. It's like, it's doing okay. Doing okay. I took some more meds before the show too, so that's fine. People were saying the other day, John, you need to do another whiskey review. They were saying I need some whiskey. I ain't had but a couple drinks of whiskey in about a month and a half. Because it's not good to mix alcohol with pain medicine. So I have been, it's like, it was back, I think it was back about 2 weeks ago. I said, fuck it. And like I told the missus, I said, I am going to have a couple pours of whiskey. And I'm not even going to take pictures and share it with anybody. I'm just going to have it. So I took it, and that was fine. I'm entitled. I am entitled. But yeah, these 10s units are pretty good. Laurel said, yeah, you got to pick one up. So I did. The prices have come down too. The prices have come down. I was talking with Gus about the price of medical stuff, where you always used to have to go to the hospital for it. Now we got blood glucose and A1C checkers. They're two different things. Yeah, you got your blood pressure checkers. You got laser temperature stuff. You got all sorts of goody stuff. Yes, and you can use the same laser things for checking your temperature that you use for cooking, because they'll go down that low. I mean, I went on the table and boom, oh, okay, 62 degrees. And you go and choose something else. Oh, it's 82, and so they'll work. You just pointed at somebody's forehead. And the missus says, yeah, I've got, talking to Gus on the phone. She's like, yeah, I got one of those too. She got one specifically for people. It looks just like mine. Gus and I both have the orange one, and I use it. It's good for barbecuing, and it's good for checking the heat on the griddle and stuff like that. Got to have one. But you can check your own temperature then. Just hit yourself in the forehead. But yeah, she goes, yeah, I got one of those. I said, you do? I didn't know you had one of those. She says, yeah, I've had it for years. Well, hell, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Yeah, sure shit. It's about 2/3 the size of mine. I think the difference is, though, mine will read a lot hotter temperatures than hers will, but they'll all read the low temperatures. So they're good to have. They're good to have. People get worried when I point shit at them, though. John's got another gun. It's like I got a holster too. I got a holster for my cell phone. My son gives me shit about that, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm never sitting on it. It's right in my holster over here. Got my gun over here. Got my cell phone over here. Got a knife over here. Got a knife over here. Got a Leatherman tool over here, and I call it my Batman belt. So, John, you got a lot of shit on you. It's like, yeah, but if you need something done, it's right there. John's a walking toolbox. Always be prepared. Always be prepared. It's like people gun too. Oh, you got a gun. You carry a gun all the time. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. If I'm dressed, I've pretty much got a gun on me, even if I stay at home. Why? Well, you just get in a habit. If I can touch it, don't worry about the gun. Worry about the knife. Guns ain't within, 10 feet, 20 feet. Chaz says, I have one for my wood stove, but it'll go very low as well. Yeah. Uninsulated cinder block walls. Yeah, they'll go way low. Go way low. Gus says, I have not been able to type. Grr, you typed in there. Something screwed up. It's not my settings, because I'm throwing shit out fast. I am so sorry. Well, you can join the Zoom room. You can talk. Good coffee. Good coffee. Butter pecan, New England brand. I'm still waiting for a coffee company to sponsor me. Still waiting for Wrangler too. Wrangler. 5-star jeans. Okay? 36 38s. I could socks and jeans. You can't have too many of them. 5-star. 36 38s. I'd like to have a boot company sponsor me, and I'd like to have a Rand's Custom Hattery out of Billings, Montana. I'd like them to sponsor the Cowboy. Judy says, come on, Wrangler. Yeah, I know. Ain't nobody sponsoring me. Or some of my vests. I like my vests. What are they? Whiskey spirits? It's Brad Paisley's. Whiskey, Moonshine Spirit. Sorry. Moonshine Spirit. Large, please. It's funny clothing size. I take a 2 extra large or a 3 extra large shirt, long sleeve. I take a large vest. I take a large or extra large t-shirt. Large is spray painted on me. But Gus says, I wish I could, but everybody's in bed. Oh, okay, you're not going on the porch. It's cold. Sorry about that. Yeah. Looks good with that purple shirt. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. Purple's one of the missus's favorite colors. This is my checkered, not plaid. This is checkered. I guess you call it plaid because they're more than one color. Whatever, it's checkered. I got a black and white shirt the same way. I got enough vests I can switch up blue, brown, gray, and just switch the colors around. Can use some more vests. Could do that. Moonshine Spirit. That's right. Brad. Hey, Brad, you want to send me a bunch? Large. Large. I can wear extra large, but large is fine. He's gone from plaid to ludicrous. No. Ludicrous. But yeah, Wrangler jeans, 5-star. That's about the cheapest you can get. I like the way they fit. 30, 36, 38. My youngest guy, I had asked him, it's like, yeah, he could wear my pants. He's my height. I said, yeah, what's your size? He goes, 34 or 36. Said, yeah, not with boots. You can get away with hikers and sneakers. It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, figures. He'd be swimming in my jeans, though. Spaceballs reference. Oh, from plaid. Yes. Yes. No, I get it. I get it now. I get it. Rick Moranis. That was his name. 37, 38. You're a tall dude. 30, 32. You're a short dude. Yeah. I'm 6'4", 220 plus. I'm a small guy. I'm a little feller. That's why I'll get a kick out of people. Oh, he's a keyboard warrior. He's just talking shit. It's like, dude, Gus and I are funny together. Gus is an average sized guy too. We're the odd couple when we're standing next to each other. 30, 32. That's some good shorts. I can't get them buttoned. That's good for a leg. Yeah. Yep. 36, 38. I carry a full-size service pistol. Doesn't look big. It's funny. People say, hey, what you got? I was, okay. And sometimes in the right situation, I'll break leather and I'll let them hold it. And they're like, yeah, it's pretty big. Like, didn't look that big. That's heavy. Those unfamiliar, my EDC is a Beretta M9. So yeah, big frame gun, heavy. When I don't have it, I feel naked. It's like, oh, something's missing. Something's missing. But yeah, Chaz is 6'4". You have a good 8 inches over me. I'm 5'8". No, it's fine. You're just shy of average. You're just shy of average. You're good. You're good. You're fine. You are fine. Yep. You ain't gonna get a role as a munchkin or anything. You ain't super short. But no, I'm not a giant. It's really weird. Like I said, my youngest, her guy's my height. Can look me in the eye. I'm not used to looking at people in the eye unless I'm sitting down. It's like, I look at him in the doorways and stuff like that, and I'm sitting in the living room. I look over to the missus. I say, do I look that tall? She goes, you are that tall. Because standing in the doorway, if I look up and I just turn my head up, my nose is damn near brushing the top of the door sill. So I was like, well, yeah. Yeah. I don't see myself like that. I do get a kick out of guys when they take pictures of themselves in bathrooms. It's like, I look to where the countertop comes. The countertop comes up to their belly button or above. It's like, yeah, you're kind of short. I do dishes in the kitchen sink. I got to do the giraffe stand, where I just spread my legs out so it lowers my whole body down, because all of the countertops, they come about mid-thigh. It's like they're a little low. I always wanted one of those high-rise toilets, the ones that are not on the floor. They sell them. I forget what they're called. I think they're called like chair height. I think they're called chair height. There's normal, standard, and chair height. And the chair height are, good bit higher than the normal toilets. That'd be pretty cool. I've never been on one of those. I'd like to have one of those. I'd like a urinal too. I'd like a urinal in my house and at least one chair height toilet. I ain't asking for much. The good thing though, my shower went out in the main bathroom, so I had to do a re-thing, and we've got a clawfoot tub. So I was able to set the height of the shower. It's the only shower I've been in a normal house where it wasn't hitting me in the face, because that's where the shower head comes out of. It's up there. It's up high. It's up high. It's like, oh, gee, this is how all you folks do it. Wow. I can turn around and hit the back of my head without having to tilt my head back because it's up high enough. It's the simple things in life. I'm not asking for much. Laurel says we put the chair height in all of our bathrooms. I'll bet they're wonderful. They're great the older you get, because it's harder to get up. I think that the geometry for a standard is easier for vacating yourself. The same way as squatting is actually easier biologically, but I don't want to squat over a hole. Sorry. And if I'm going to sit, I'm going to sit. If I need to change my geometry, I'll just lean forward. But yeah, how do you like them? How do you like those chair height ones? Doing good for you? She says exactly. Yeah, they got to be easier to. Yeah. And I tell you, it really came into play a month and a half ago when my body went out on me. Can you imagine me trying to sit down and get up on a standard toilet? It's like, oh my goodness. I couldn't, for a while, I couldn't even put on my own socks. And talk about having to swallow your pride. I do everything. I'm the guy that fixes everything, and I couldn't put on my own socks. But I have to admit, the missus only did it a couple times. So, but yeah, it's like, oh, and I kind of grunted through it and did it, but get myself dressed. It's tough when you're the guy that you take care of everybody else when they're hurt, and if something needs to be fixed, you fix it and stuff like that. I'm Superman, and then something like this happens, and you're like, ah, crap. That's not right. But yeah, chair height toilets and a bathroom sink that's higher. That'd be nice. A bathroom sink that's higher. I hate damn near bending over forward, bending down like this, my whole body, like I'm doing a Japanese bow just to spit in the sink. Oh, it's first world problems, right? John's complaining he's got to bend over to spit the toothpaste into the sink. It's like, yeah. But it'd be really cool to have it higher. Jacqueline says, turlets. Turlet. You know what a turlet is. You know what a turlet is? It's where the captain leaves his log. Turlet. They don't call them turlets where you're from. They don't call them turlets up here either. I call them turlets. Yeah, turlet. Look it up. Googling turlet. Calling Home Depot. Y'all have some of them chair height turlets? Judy says, gracious. I want a chair height turlet. Yeah, I want to be fancy. I want a black one. I want a black chair height turlet with fluffy seats. Captain's log. That's what Kirk did. That's right. Kirk always left his captain's log. He left him everywhere. He was always dropping his logs. My goodness. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. I'm not on the wrong thing. I like to look at the analytics as long as things are running smooth, and they are. On my end, Laurel says, when we lived in an apartment, while searching for a house, we had the higher counters. They were great, even if, yeah, I don't even know. I'd have to look into why they were so low, because it would seem to me that if they were at least a little higher, because it's a lot easier doing prep work if they're a little bit higher too. Do y'all wash your hands? I don't wash my hands. No. No, I wash. I wash my hands. Now, I know some folks that wash their hands. But no, I wash my hands and I sit in a turlet. Oh, we got Heffenerd too. That's another Heffenerd. That's Hannaford. I don't call them Hannaford very often. They're Heffenerd. They're Hannaford. I call them Heffenerd. I got my words. Judy says, back in the day we had furry seats. What happened to those? I like those. Yeah, they're pretty unhygienic. We had furry, just the seat cover, the back thing to it. And we did have those cushy ones, but they always end up ripping. So then you have and then it'll bite you when you sit down on it, the two parts because it's vinyl. Wayne says, I lived off post when I was in Germany. The counters and sinks over there didn't even come barely to waist high. Yeah, well, the furniture was smaller. The furniture was smaller too. Different living. I remember back when the U.S. was given up like a lot of their bases and housing areas, they turned them into luxury condominiums, the housing, because they were just bigger. Most German apartments weren't as big as what the American housing was. Yipper skipper. Wie geht's? Ich bin gut und dich? Ja, so. They're like, John, stop it. Here's what it is. Okay, what else we got going on here? It's been a pretty good show. We got talking about turlets. You never know. Hey, new to the show, you never know what we're going to be talking about on the Whiskey Cowboy Live. It can be turlets. It can be how to cook your steak. It can be any other kind of food. It can be cultures. It can be cars, movies, TV shows, songs. You name it, and we're likely to, at some point, hit it. Donna says, when we were there, they didn't have pillows. They had wedges. Yeah. Judy says, I made my first coaster out of resin. Oh, good. How'd it go? How'd it go? Now, do you do a vibration to get the bubbles out, or do you run it with heat? Because you can use like a blowtorch, and you can over the top too to pull the bubbles out. It's just absolutely beautiful. Hey, you're going to have to send me pictures. I'll post them up for folks. And don't do it like the last time with your soaps and candles and send it, 3 years later. Shoot me off some pictures. Take your time. Cell phones are easy. Just take your time. Remove everything out of the background. Just take some nice pictures and shoot them off to me. Wayne said I was over there 2004 through 2007. Worked 2.5 years for CID in my last 6 months. Yeah, I was over there a good bit before you were. Yeah, a couple years before you. Yeah, I wasn't even in the Army 2004. Jacqueline said, people have gotten a lot taller, but all the old architecture didn't change. Yeah, they have, but not as much as people used to think. You use alcohol. Oh, okay. I do too. I like to. I haven't. I did have beer with my tacos the other night, though. It's like, I haven't stopped. Look, unless I'm directly taking my medication during dinner time, I will have a beer. Beer after that. So I get at least a beer in. At least a beer in. I like my beer. I am not a beer drinker, though. I drink a lot of beer. Just stop it, Cowboy. Yeah. I drink a lot of beer, but I'm not a beer drinker. I'm a whiskey drinker. I can tell you about whiskey. I can tell you about beer too. I'm not stupid about beer, but I'm not a connoisseur. I'm pretty, again, a light to medium American lager or a Weiss beer, or, the light stuff. Pilsner. I'm not into like IPAs and Guinness and any of the really dark shit. The dark as I go is like an alt beer, kind of a reddish brown color, served about room temperature, German beer. But yeah, my go-to is just a light American lager or Pilsner, light to medium lager or Pilsner. I don't drink Budweiser anymore. It was my go-to until they fucked up. So I drink Miller. I drink Miller now. So yeah, I drink beer. I'm not a beer drinker. G says, fuck Budweiser. Yeah, it pissed me off because they were consistent. If you like it, it's consistent. You didn't get a bad pour. It's just a medium American lager. Sam Adams is pretty good too. Some of their heavier stuff, I don't like that. I like their lighter stuff. Sam Adams light's good. So I don't measure my manliness based on the beer I drink. I drink the beer that, like if it's a hot day, I'll like a light beer. Light beer. It was a normal day, and in the wintertime, I used to just do Budweiser. So I'd switch between Bud and Bud Light. I don't do that after that shenanigan. So I went with Miller Lite, and that's fine. I did other brands, but Miller Lite's still cheap, so. I'm not a beer snob. Not a whiskey snob either, but I got a lot more whiskey. Whiskey's my wheelhouse, but I don't drink it with my meals. What whiskey do you drink with your steak? None. I drink a beer. Beer or wine. My whiskey's my relax and drink at the end of the day when I can do it. And that depends upon my mood. But my go-to, what's John's favorite whiskey? If I could only have one type of whiskey, what would it be? What would it be? I'd mention it. Not a brand. It's not a brand. It's a classification. What am I? What do I drink? John's going to have something. Judy says, I do Michelob Ultra. It's about the calories. Yeah, it's a light beer. It's like drinking water. It's good. I've had that. It's fine. Ain't nobody posted up. I've said it enough. You folks have followed the show long enough. Non-botanical. Yeah. Yeah, whatever it is, it better be non-botanical. You're right about that. He remembered that. I'm not a botanical guy, so I don't drink gin. And I don't drink botanical. Well, I do, but I don't prefer botanical ryes. Now, I like a rye, but I like a non-botanical rye. So that would lead you in the direction. That leads you into the direction of my favorite whiskey. If I was to have one type of whiskey, what it would be? It would be a high rye bourbon. High rye bourbon. I like it with deep caramel flavors. Caramel, vanilla, oak, and rye spices. Spicy. Molasses. Laurel says small batch bottled in bond. Yeah, just about anything bottled in bond is good by me. Good by me. Wayne says, I'm a non-drinker, but I do listen well most of the time. Yeah, you got the non-botanical part. Again, it's more important to not get what you don't like than to necessarily get what you think you like. Avoid the landmines. But yeah, I love a good rye. Oh, man. Man, Old Overholt rye bottled in bond. Awesome. Jacqueline says, name a few brands of high rye bourbon. Oh, my goodness. Let me see if I can pull some up here. Buffalo Trace has some. Redemption has some. E.H. Taylor, small batch is a high rye. Russell's have some. Russell's Reserve is. Baker's has some high ryes. If it's a bourbon and it's got good rich color, a lot of times it'll be a high rye. Devil's Cut, yeah, Devil's Cut I think is a high rye mash bill. Evan Williams is good. Evan Williams has some high ryes. Yep. Now some of them will say high rye on the bottle. Most of them just say bourbon. You got to know what the mash bill is. And all a high rye bourbon is a standard bourbon mash bill that just has a higher percentage of rye in it. You're welcome. But if you have any doubt and you got a local liquor store, you can go on in and say, I'd like to try a good but affordable. Don't pay more than anything, $30 to $65, you'll be fine. You don't have to get stupid. Now, I've got some others that cost more than that, but yeah. Most of the high ryes aren't, again, they're not sold as high ryes. They're a high rye, but they're not sold as a high rye. Some are. Just depends upon the mash bill. Yep. But they have the spices. But see, a high rye bourbon won't have botanicals in it. And I love a rye without botanicals, and I love a bourbon, a good less vanillas and honey and go with burnt caramels and molasses and stuff like that, the deeper, richer notes. That's my thing. And I like crossovers too. There's some Irishes that have a lot of the rye spices too. I love Powers. So Powers, people either love it or hate it. I love Powers. They're spicy. Oh my goodness. I told you last show I think I mentioned Yellowstone. Single malt whiskey. It's basically a scotch. Made in the United States, no peat. Rye spices. Spicy out the ass. Love that. 108 proof. Spicy. I got to pick up another bottle. That's pricey. I think that they're running about 70 or something like that. Let's try this. Let's see what they're running. American single malt from Yellowstone. Oh, their price came down. $54.99. There are 507 in stock in the state. Oh, $54.99. Love that. Judy says, I want to try that one, but feel like it would kick my ass. What, the Yellowstone? American single malt? Yeah, just sip it. It's fine. It's fine. It's 108 proof. Doesn't drink super hot. But it's spicy. Spicy. I like it. And then there's some that I like, but I can't because it gives me heartburn. What are they? Knob Creek. I like them, but every one that I've tried gives me heartburn, so I just stay clear of them. Knob Creek. Might try in a smaller bottle. Yeah, well, if you can get a smaller bottle. They only sell it, in my state, they only sell it at 750 milliliters. That's a normal. That's a fifth. But you might be able to get one of those itty-bitty ones, a sampler bottle. You might be able to find it. That'd be good. See if you can find a sampler bottle. Oh, it's good. Pour it in your glass and let it sit for a while. Get all the bad vapors out of the way. I let it sit between 10 and 15 minutes. Then nose it really good. And take a sip and just swash it around. Oh, yeah. Yellowstone. They're owned by MGP. Remember the other guy that, what was it? Pirates, Old Pirates Bourbon. He came to the show last time. He says he's getting his family's stuff back up, and they're buying their juice from MGP. They're out of Indiana, not, I thought it was like Michigan. Close. Indiana is where they're based out of. They got a huge distillery there, and you can send them your mash bill recipe, or you can buy off of theirs and then you finish it yourself. And a lot of companies do that. But MGP is owned by begins with an S. Luxco, not S. Luxco owns MGP. They own a lot of distilleries now. MGP, Yellowstone. There's a bunch of them. It's hard to keep up sometimes, but Luxco is parent company, and they just bought up all the a shit ton of distilleries. Not that it matters. I don't care where it comes from. I care that the juice is good and that they're honest about it. That's all I care about. If it's a good pour and you're honest where you get your juice from, whether you're distilling it yourself or whether you're having it made for you and then finishing it yourself, I don't care. Just be honest. Because good's good. Good's good. You don't need to break the bank to have a good pour. But yeah, and then I got my go-to if anybody ever has any doubts. Well, then you get Elijah Craig small batch. There you go. Don't know what to get somebody, don't know what to try. Elijah Craig small batch. It ain't the best, but it's affordable. Comes in a nice bottle, and it's good. It's like, oh, John, I got to get something for somebody. I should go. What do they like? What do they don't like? What's your budget? Laurel says we have a Lux Row here in Bardstown. Yeah, I bet you do. They bought up a bunch of distilleries, and they've got locations all over the place. Yeah. Yeah, Lux bought them up. Luxco brand. Let's see if I can see some of the brands here they got here. Squib. Luxco. There we go. Holy shit. Yeah. So we've got, I'm going to name off, you got a bunch of them here. Bardstown, Kentucky-based Lux Row distillers. Ezra Brooks, Rebel, Blood Oath, David Nicholson. That's good stuff, too. Davis County, Kentucky-based Limestone Branch Distillery. Yellowstone, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Minor Case Straight Rye Whiskey. Bowling and Birch Gin. Jalisco out of Mexico. They make tequila as well. El Mayor, Exotico, De Dos Primos, Ross and Squibb Distillery, George Remus Straight, yeah, George Remus is good, Bourbon Distillery, Rossville Union Straight Rye Whiskey, Green Hat Distillery, they make gins, Everclear, grain alcohol, that's Luxco as well, Pearl Vodka, St. Brandon's Irish Cream, Quiet Man Irish Whiskey, it's out of Ireland, and other brands. That's all owned. That's all under Luxco now. It's huge, huge. Wayne says, I've been to Boundary Oak Distillery. Well, I was there when they released their patent armored diesel bourbon. I'd have to try that. Most of that shit, I've got like lead slingers and stuff like, most of that shit doesn't taste like shit. Sells though. I call them shelf holders. They look good on the shelf. They're decorative. I got what was it called? A Merca whiskey. That's some shit too. Oh my God. Looks good on my shelf. Some damn horse swill right there. That's some nasty bourbon. Merca. And there's some people swear by it. It's like, you don't know what you're. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. Oh, but yeah, Luxco bought up a crap ton of distilleries. And MGP, like I said, MGP, they make and produce their stuff. And there's other companies that aren't even on that list that buy their juice from MGP. So, like I said too, Whistle Pig they make rye. They're now farm to, they call it farm to store. They're farm to table. They grow their own rye now and they do their own distilling, but not all of their drinks, not all of their offerings are made there in Vermont. Even to this day. Their most expensive ones, I believe, tend to be, and they're way overpriced. Way overpriced. That's a long story, Whistle Pig. That's a long story. Someday I'll get on over there. I'd like to take a trip up there and get one of everything and give them all a proper review, but it's way overpriced. So, yep. Wayne said Armored Diesel was a mixed grog almost that Patton would serve at parties. They served it in goblets of modified oil cans. The kind of, oh, okay. Yeah. That probably tastes like shit too. Not my thing. If you've tried it and you enjoy it, that's good on you. Oh, but you say you don't drink, so. But yeah. Yipper skipper. Yipper skipper. Yeah, the feller that from the other old fashioned. He didn't send me an email. I didn't think he would. Get the offers up there. Hey, we should get together and do something about bourbons. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Send me an email. Didn't get an email. I'll find the recipe and send it to you on your Facebook. Thanks. Yeah, I'll look into it. Be interesting to see what it's made out of. Yeah. The Quiet Man Irish Whiskey. I do not recommend their base expression. If you're not much of a whiskey drinker, you can drink it. It's fine. It just doesn't have much flavor to me. Go up one or two steps. But they're not the only one. Like, I don't like Maker's Mark. It's not my thing. I like Maker's Mark 46. that's where I start. Same way with Jameson. I don't like Jameson Black Barrel. We'll start there. A lot of companies base expressions that are like 80 or close to 80. They're just not, they don't have the flavor that I like. It doesn't have enough. Got to go up. Got to go up a little bit. Yes, sir. Hey, we're coming up on 10. We still got everybody. Maybe some. No, we were up higher. We've lost some folks, but we still got just shy of a dozen folks watching. What's that feller's name? Short stuff. No, he's not that short. 5'8". See, I remember. Can't remember his name. Chaz, I'm not good with names. Chaz still there? You there, Chaz? Testing. 1, 2. Chaz? You there? See if I can remember, see if we can get Donna's. Send this link off to Donna. Or Donna. Let's see here. Donna. What comes up? Donna. There's a Donna. There's a Donna. Oh, Donna. Jay. There we go. I was going to ask what her name was. Jay. That way I can send her the right. There you go. Yeah, you sent me a picture of Maker's Mark back a while ago. Says, haven't seen this on your page. Give it a try for yeah, Maker's Mark whiskey. Yeah, I've reviewed Maker's before. But here you go. Just shot you off a link to that 10 tens device. So now I didn't forget it. There is no known set of measurements, but this is the recipe. Well, if it's rough. You're welcome, Donna. These are wonderful. Oh, you're sending. I'm not going to remember it here. You got to send it. You got to send it to my. You got to send it to my Facebook account or my email. Slow mode. It must be. It must be YouTube. For 1 glass cocktail shaker, do ice measures. Add a measure of bourbon, whiskey and Scotch glass. Ensure a generous portion. Capture patents. Bold spirit. Fill a glass with shaved ice. Okay. Add a measure of bourbon. Okay. To the glass. But that was it. That's just bourbon. That's bourbon and ice. Oh, 3. There we go. Sprinkle sugar over the ice and bourbon. Yeah, a measure would be a shot, probably. Sprinkle sugar over the ice and bourbon. Adjust the amount based on personal sweetness and preference. Squeeze fresh lemon juice directly into the glass, being mindful of the desired level of tartness. Okay, give it a lot. Hey, you're almost making a sweet whiskey sour so far. Donna says must be because it's off and on. Yeah, it's got to be YouTube. You're almost making a whiskey sour so far, Wayne. Except we don't do shaved ice. We just put some ice chips or ice cubes in it. But you need something, okay. I'm celiac. Can't have rye bourbon. What else is good? Burnt caramels and molasses notes sound good. You can't have rye bourbon? Oh, because you're gonna, because a lot of bourbons, the regular bourbons have a lot of rye in them too. So that's probably why you like Makers, because Makers is a wheated bourbon. Oh no, that was Donna. Yeah, try Makers. Try Makers. I got you mixed up. Try Makers. Makers 46. Try Makers 46. Let's see, but you can't have any rye at all, right? Looking up the okay. Don't tell me it's got wheat. I said it's a wheated whiskey already. Mash bill for Makers 46. Let me see here. Corn, winter wheat, and malted. Yeah, Makers. Get some Makers 46. Jacqueline. It's 40%. It's 70% corn, 16% soft red winter wheat, and 14% malted barley. Yeah, as long as the batch is run, Makers 46. That's where I start with Makers. You might even like just regular Makers, Mark. I like 46 because it's got more, because they use French staves in it to give it more oak flavor. Makers is a little too sweet. A lot of women love Makers, Mark, their base expression. So if you just like a sweet whiskey that has caramels and stuff like that, Maker's Mark, you'll like that. If you want more oakiness into it, which is what I do, Maker's 46. And neither of them are rye based. Donna says it's sweeter. Yeah, Maker's Mark is sweeter than Maker's 46. A lot of gals like Maker's Mark. They like it. Sweet. I like Maker's 46. Still sweet, but it's got more oak in it. Stir the ingredient and melt the butter. Flavors to meld. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back in 4. Lemon juice. Okay, 5. Stir the ingredients together, allowing the flavors to meld and the ice to melt slightly, creating a well-balanced chilled cocktail. Originally, that's just a sweet whiskey sour, Wayne. That's just a really sweet whiskey sour. And they call that what? What'd they call that? They call that a armored diesel. That's not. That's a. Y'all read the ingredients and the steps, right? Doesn't that look an awful lot like a whiskey sour? Let me read you how to do a whiskey sour. Also a tanker's cocktail. Yeah, it's Whiskey, lemon juice, and sugar. That's a whiskey sour. Whiskey, lemon juice, and sugar. And you can add bitters in there as well. We've always added bitters in ours. Let's see what this one says it is. This says 2 ounces of whiskey, three quarters ounce of lemon juice, and a half to 3/4 ounce simple syrup. Yeah, and we added bitters in ours as well. Yeah, it's damn near a tank cocktail. Patton made a would honey work? Honey work for what? For the in a whiskey sour? And or the tank cocktail. Yeah, Patton just made a whiskey sour. It's a whiskey sour. Yeah. And then you add in a wedge of lemon if you want to at the end. Would honey work what? For a whiskey sour? Or I don't get what you're saying. Oh, Hemingway's Whiskey. You know the song Hemingway's Whiskey? Who's the Kenny Chesney, I think, does Hemingway's Whiskey. Song's full of shit. They're talking about how he liked it smooth and straight. No, Hemingway drank mixed drinks. He was not a neat whiskey drinker. He didn't drink it straight. The song says that he drinks it. No. Hemingway was known for his he liked to drink mixed drinks. Doesn't sound as good as the song, though. Yeah, Hemingway's Whiskey. No. Let's see the words to Hemingway's word. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah. He didn't like it watered down. He took it straight up and neat, is the words from the song. He didn't like it down. He didn't like it watered down. He took it straight up and neat. No, he didn't. Hemingway drank mixed drinks. Yeah. Hemingway's whiskey, warm and smooth and mean. Even when it burns, it'll always finish clean. He didn't like it watered down. Took it straight up and neat. No, he didn't. He liked it sweet. I added that. No, he's a... Oh, I couldn't know. He was a mixed drink guy. So I always get a kick out of it. It's a good song. Like the song. I might do that song. Do Hemingway's Whiskey. But the words are wrong. It's bad enough for him, you know it's bad enough for me. Yeah, it's like, no, but that's not how we drank it. Y'all still posting? Last thing that came through was Donna, and she said, would honey work? I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. I cannot give you an accurate answer on that because YouTube is screwing up. It's probably the weather. Probably the weather. Yeah, and Jacqueline, if you can hear this, okay, shoot me off a message on Facebook and ask me for some nice bourbons without rye, and I'll send some over. I'll let you know. But the two right off the head is either Maker's Mark or Maker's 46. Those are my go-tos because I know right out that they're fine. They're just a wheated whiskey. But I'll try to get you a couple more that you can try out that I think will be in your wheelhouse. Now, are you much of a whiskey drinker at all? Oh, you're most welcome. Wayne says he sent the recipe to my Facebook. Thank you, Wayne. Now, do you drink? What's your alcohol history? Do you drink whiskey? It's like the missus. She doesn't like whiskey. She doesn't like the taste of it. She can't find the flavors. She can smell them. I've taught her how to nose. She's getting pretty good at that. But she doesn't like whiskey. It's fine by me. It's more for me to drink. But are you familiar with whiskey? Because not everybody likes whiskey. Not everybody likes whiskey. And I'll try to send you over some that ain't going to break the bank and that be a good step into it. Wayne says, used to drink Jim Beam and Mountain Dew until I drank black. Yeah. When I was a young, and it was what the hell was it? It was I can't remember the name of it. It was some rot gut crap, usually used for mixed drinks. I don't remember. I'm tired, so my brain isn't there. And then when I was Boone's Farm, Mad Dog 20. No, yeah, close to that, but yeah, it wasn't that. When I was young, yesterday, when I was young, I used to drink like a bee being stung. When I was young but legal, my go-to was Bacardi and Coke. Was my go-to drink, Bacardi and Coke. So yeah, rum. Then when I get older, I'm a whiskey man. Whiskey. But yeah, it's going after 15. Back's not doing bad. I've had this on the whole time. I should probably turn it off. Turn it off for a little bit. And the good thing is I can go to bed with it on as well. But I won't keep it running all night. It's not good to do that. I'll maybe run it for maybe 20 or 30 minutes just as I want to doze off, depending upon how I feel. That's pretty good. It's a tens unit. Remember, anybody that wants the unit that I got, and again, it's like $32 on Amazon. You shoot me off a message on Facebook or on thewhiskeycowboy@gmail.com, and I will shoot you back a link. Jacqueline says, I don't drink much today. Never was a big drinker. Straight liquor, use mostly mixed drinks. I was surprised it tastes some good. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Yeah. And again, you drink a pour of whiskey, it should last you anywhere between 25 and 45 minutes. I don't shoot whiskey. I sip whiskey. Wayne says, patient, tase myself, LOL. You can do that with this shit, too. You get yourself. I went up to 20. I was like, holy shit. Hey, that hurts. That hurts. And this one goes up to 40. I think it's 40. It goes up to 40. I'm going to find out real quick. No, I'm not. I am not going to find out real quick because I don't know how to turn. I'm turning it up and it's like, okay, we're now at 15 and I can feel it. I think it goes up to 40. Jacqueline says, I'm big on slow sipping. Yeah, I enjoy my whiskey. Just, and you smell it in between, get it all primed, and have a nice glass of water on the side. And that's a way that you can extend it as well. So in between sips, if you take a sip of water, of course it helps you hydrate anyways. I always recommend always drink water. But it helps it wakes up the flavors you just had in your mouth. We're going to see some sparks from old whiskey's eyes. I don't know about no. I don't know if you're talking about me, but no. Well, yeah, I'm not going to turn it up to 40. Yeah, my hat will start burning. But yeah, yes, indeedy. All right. Well, it's quarter after. I should wrap things up. We still got some folks watching, but we've been going over 2 hours, and I've made it. Haven't been in any much major pain. Pretty much pain-free most of the time. I get a twinge every now and again. This TENS unit is doing absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for joining the show this Sunday, second show of the year. The next show will be on Wednesday night. Hopefully more folks will show up. And Chaz, hopefully. Chaz, if you're out there, I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you comment. Tomorrow morning I'll be posting up about the show. Make sure you comment and said, hey, I was there. You never know what we're going to talk about, but we talked about turlets. Turlets. They were talking shit on the show last night. Judy says, good night all. Jacqueline, Judy, Wayne, Chaz, Donna, Laurel, Gus disappeared. And all. There's other people that were watching. I'm sorry you didn't just join in and start typing. Sorry about YouTube. YouTube was messing up. It wasn't from my end. I'm pushing good. Push it. Push it. Salt and pepper. Everything's a song. Everything's a song or a movie line. There's Donna. Night all. See you bright and early. I'll be posting up more stuff. I got some goodies I got to be posting online starting tomorrow. Got some goodie out of New York City. Folks are going to like that. Get that written up and put on there for folks to discuss. Thank you for joining the show. Anyone who would like to help donate, there are links in the description of the show. Not needed, but it helps pay the bills. You can make a single payment or a monthly donation. Cancel at any time. Any little bit helps. Check out my Facebook page and see all the goodies there. Join in on the conversations there. And let's get this week started good. Jacqueline says, good night, everyone. Stay warm and safe. Indeed. Indeed. And with that, God bless and take care.